Broadcasting live from a small island off the coast of Sigmar, it is I, your humble guide to the world of the Emperor. Greetings, Space Marines. It is time to take a look at what's new this week from our friends over at Games Workshop, which means we're going to see a lot of amazingly talented paintings, of which I cannot claim any even close to this level of skill. So if nothing else, it's nice to look at the way people paint these things up. Also, what do you think of my new little icon here, my little avatar? You like it, or do you prefer the old one? Why don't you ever show your face? Oh, that's a whole separate story. All right, let's see what's new. Starting with today, the 11th day, we've got our favorite Leviathan Tyranids painted by the wider Warhammer community. So this is another thing where they said, hey, paint these up and send us to them, and we'll see which one we like the best. So let's take a look. And this one comes to us from somebody named Kurushi, a very Lovecraftian looking floaty thing. Brain eater, I guess. These are bad guys, I assume. This guy, we've seen this guy before. So this interesting color choice, red and blue. Not a normal, I guess going from Spider-Man, maybe? Is that his inspiration? Fluffhammer? Where is Spider-Man here going on? Unusual color palette for an insectoid. How does this guy like hold anything though? You know, he's got claws on the end of every one of his appendages. Like, I mean, great, he can open the can, but then what does he do with the can once he's opened it? He can't hold it. But yeah, I like that he pops. Very Spider-Man. Very some of you might be like, well, spiders aren't that color. Actually, there are some amazing colored spiders in the Amazon. So yeah. Here's another one of this one. The brain looks much more brain-like on this one. Yeah, it's got a nice sort of the black and the red really pop. Way to go, Jordan. We've got this dinosaur-looking dude with a gun. Very basic for frothing Muppet, but yeah, nice. It's nice in its simplicity. You're not lost in the art. The shading, look at the shading up here on the, what do you want to call them? Dorsal fins, I guess? The armor plating, the carapace. I don't know if you can see it. My computer isn't really doing it justice, but he's dry brushed some green in there, and it looks like some yellow. That really, once your eye is aware that it's there, but then the gun kind of looks like out of place, like he painted it afterwards and then glued it in. But everything else looks really good. Very simple, elegant, not too, wow, that's just too much information. And the shading is really nice. And we've got classic blue for these guys. This one looks like he added some smoke or some toxic goo. Very Starship Troopers, very Lovecraftian, very brain eater bug things. I don't know if the blue brain works with the blue everything else. This one looks awful on my screen. I don't know about your screen, but yeah, it just looks too many dark colors competing with each other. So we got that. Then we got, looks like we got some new cards. I don't know what this is. Looks like just an amazing prop. If you're really into Warhammer, you can order this mega edition box set of the Fall of Cadia. So I guess it's a book, and then the book also comes with a whole bunch of cool props, like a notebook, a medal, a map. We've got some stuff about people playing out battles throughout the Warhammer community that took place in the Warhammer lore. I think we're more interested in product, though, guys. I mean, it's cool that you do invest so much stuff in the lore of the world, but what's new in product? So let's go to the other page and bring that one up to see what's new in the product department. Okay, we've got the full range out available for the Emperor's Wrath with the Ezreal and the Dark Angels. Let's see what these guys look like. pretty much standard Space Marines. I guess these have all been stacked out for the new rules. And they all fall under the Dark Angel faction unit. Obviously, these guys are pretty exclusive to Future, but this guy here, you could probably fit him in any type game. The gas mask sort of takes it away, but other than that, I could just see him being a paladin or something. Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if we could just run around with our tabard on the back, and it wouldn't be top heavy? And I mean, in reality, a strong wind against the tabard with all this armor he's wearing, then the counterweight, that would just knock him over. But in fantasy, it's pretty awesome, and that guy could double as a fantasy figure. This guy could definitely. No, he's got the bolter. If you got rid of the bolter, this guy could double as a fantasy figure. So there we go. We got a new unit. Remember, the Warhammer rules, 40K rules, just changed again. And nothing else here looks new. We already saw these guys last week. We already saw this last week. We already saw these last week. Oh, I love this guy. He wasn't up last week. Some kind of Jabba the Hutt frogman commander flying around on his little magic stone thing, platform. Looking all awesome. That guy's cool. He wasn't up last week, even though it's dated the 10th. Couple other cool looking dudes. We saw these guys last week. Didn't see this dinosaur here, though. Oh, wow. Look at the paint job on this one. Wow, that really pops. You're going to be like, oh, that's what dinosaurs look like. It's like, no, actually, apparently dinosaurs were actually very colorful. Some of them. This might be too colorful, but yeah. These fish lizard dudes are kind of cool. I can see what he was going for, sort of an Aztec feel. But they are just blown away by the paint job on this dinosaur. This must also be new for this week because it wasn't up last week. So look, Warhammer people, new things to waste your money on. We saw these guys last week. This guy's new. We didn't see him last week. Oh, nice. Obviously, this is painted in and probably a little photoshopping. The lightning effect is amazing. Person who did this, wow, that is so cool. Obviously the staff is a little unrealistic. Again, the weight of that would knock him over in reality, unless, I mean, you know, sure, he's super strong, but it's not about strength. It's about weight ratio. Doesn't matter how strong you are, you can still be tipped over simply because of the imbalance. But we'll you know, minus points for practicality, but plus points for just sheer awesomeness, especially the fact that the guy went out of his way to make the little lightning bolt in the center. Other than that, this dude is wielding a obsidian sword based upon the swords that were found in some of the South American tribes. Ziggurats, the obsidian volcanic glass clubs. Yeah, this guy rocks. Nothing else new this week from the Worlds of Game Workshop. If you are lucky enough to have a Games Workshop store where you live, head on down, check out the latest product. I'm sure they're doing a lot of introduction to Warhammer 40K stuff right now and free demos to get people interested in the brand new rules for Warhammer 40K, which just came out, which means if you've been playing Warhammer 40K for a while, you've got to redo all your armies to let it yet again. But if you've been playing Warhammer 40K for a while, then you know that this is something they do on a semi-regular basis, so you shouldn't be surprised. Because, yeah. I just like looking at the toys, okay? Let's call a spade a spade. I wish I was, you know, talented enough to paint things half as good as these guys do, but I'm not. So all I can do is look at other people's and point out some of the ones that are amazing, point out some of the ones that are like, yeah, that doesn't work. And generally like, yeah, it looks cool, but in real life, that would not work. You would just like totally fall over. That's dumb. Nobody would build that. But in the fantasy world of Warhammer 40K, Sure. Yeah, it's awesome, and I love it. So that's it for Warhammer Tuesday. If you appreciate me doing Warhammer Tuesday every Tuesday, let me know. If you never want to see me do Games Workshop Tuesdays again, let me know. As always, even at 1,500 subs, this is still your channel. So you tell me what you want to see. I don't want to waste your time. And if you appreciate, you could take a moment to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And I'm just tossing it out there. Maybe, help me hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. I'd be incredibly grateful. I mean, after all, my birthday is coming up. I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great day. And as always, stay safe and stay off my land.